All right, let's see if this works.
I was expecting more.
It was pretty weak, yeah. Last time I did it, it knocked it right off into the wall. It went flying.
Maybe that's how you do it.
That's it. All righty, gang. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, gang. Good morning. All right, Webb, stay with us, Webb, okay? Nice to see you. That's it. We couldn't do this without you. Everybody got some food? Yeah. She brings great breakfast, right? Great breakfast. All right, gang. Sorry I missed last week. I had one of my 18 surgeries again. Okay, I had the right shoulder this time. Got to put a sling on when I go back in there, but I will live. Okay, but I know Wendy did a great job last week, so thank you for filling in. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Lots of stuff to catch up on. So before we get into these heavy hitters over here, one thing I want to talk about just real quick. Okay, these are the top 20 from August. They all did more than $1 million in production. So they all made a couple bucks, right? Let's do the math in your head, right? It's not too bad. But there's 2 or 3 or 4 in particular. Where's my cheat notes? Katie Baird, Debbie Rosenberg, who's CT? Shit. Carol Turkhorn. She's not here, thank God. She's killing me here. They did all over, they did $2 million.
No, they put us on team.
Yeah, you guys, I don't know what you guys are.
Yeah.
Team, not a team. Well, Carol did over $2 million. I don't know about Rob, okay? Carol did over $2 million. But the Mary Perry team did $3.5 million. Damon's team did $4.4 million. Pretty cool. But the good-looking guy in the left corner that none of you know, if he walked in here right now, you'd have no clue who Chris Logan is. We love Chris Logan. He just comes in to pick up his big fat checks. He closed 5 deals last month. Guess how much all 5 totaled? Take a guess.
6 million.
6 million, 7.3. 9.4.
Woo!
$9.4 million. So he never comes to the meetings. He doesn't watch the meetings. That's just Chris. But he's a really good guy. But for one guy to do one person do $10 million in a month, holy shit! I mean, God help us, right? So good job, Chris. It really is. Yeah. What else? Some quick announcements. If you're in the mood today at 2:00, Ricky Camus, were you here? Everybody for the Ricky meeting when Ricky showed up a couple weeks ago? Little firecracker kind of guy. Really good guy. He's doing a live webinar today on a new product at Epic that might help us persuade more borrowers to buy a house at 7.5% when they really don't want to. Okay, but again, Epic is trying some stuff to get the ball rolling because buyers are just sitting around waiting and hoping. Okay, and when do we think rates are going to go down? Anybody take a guess?
Second quarter next year.
Second quarter, so that's May of 24, right?
October of 2024.
October of 2024, just before the election, right?
After the election.
Now I got after the election, right? Yeah. They'll probably come down before the election a little bit, I think. And then I think they say in 25, they're really going to start dropping. So we just got to figure out how to stay afloat between now and then, okay? So, but Ricky's going to do this call today from 2 to 3 live webinar. I'm going to hop on it, so if you can, we appreciate it. Next week, our beloved David Caldwell is going to be the moderator for these 4 good-looking guys. Okay, we're going to have the 4 brokers come on in, Jeff, Dennis, me, and Mark, and Damon is going to grill us with questions. And from you guys, too, if you guys have some questions. So it's always a lot of fun getting all the managers together, okay? Our YouTube channel is up and running somewhat. Thank you, Amy. Very good job. Okay, it's not finished yet, but all of these are going to be on the YouTube channel. And we're going to title all of them. So if it was Ralph from EDDM, it'll be right on the, what's it called? The thumbnail of the YouTube channel. Or if it was the top agent panel, you could find it easy. Okay, so give us a little time, but a lot of people don't come to the meetings, but they want to see it. So this is one way to be able to see it. Okay? So that's the YouTube channel. We have a clothing drive going on, thank you, where's Kathy?
Patty.
Patty, sorry, Patty, okay. Sylvia, everybody does it? For Safe Nest, we love Safe Nest. What kind of clothes do they want? Does it matter?
New or
Daddy?
gently used?
Gently used.
This is your gig, right? Right, you're,
Oh, yeah.
oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. All right, stay with us, just for a minute.
Yes, gently used. They'll also accept any household goods that are in good condition. You know, just try to share whatever you can. We all have nice things that we don't need anymore, especially our clothes, professional clothes that you're just done with. You've had them long enough, you just wanna move on. And, yeah, it's a
So
great
women,
cause.
children, right?
Is it just women, that's
children,
it,
but
they don't
take
want men's
clothes,
clothes?
boys' clothes.
So anything in your closet you don't want,
Yeah.
they'll take, right? Okay, okay.
And it's a great time to do it because we're changing seasons and just, you know, move on.
I got some, who's older than I am? Or,
Well.
I'm sure you Webb's got the Jordache jeans in the closet, right? Or remember the Jordache jeans? There you go, right? Got a pair laying around somewhere from 1984, right? That you'll never want to give up, right? You want to keep them. Okay, but this is really nice. Let's try to fill up that whole front. So that's Safe Nest. Hop on, the RJ. Realty One Group has 5 or 6 categories for Best of Las Vegas. So vote often, vote early, you can vote every day. It would be nice. I think, did Rock Title last year come in 2nd or 3rd? Do you remember?
We were tied for second.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. And I think some of our agents got in the top 5. I think we were in the top, I don't think we pushed the company last year. I think we were pushing the agents and the teams. But this year we're pushing everybody. Teams, agents, Rock Title, everybody, individual agents. So vote, it'll be kind of fun.
And you can vote on different devices, so you can.
So if you have 4 computers at home, you can
Right,
vote
you
4
can vote
times.
4 times.
In the same day?
Each,
I think
yeah.
so.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I heard. I didn't try it.
It's like New Jersey voting, right? You know? Hop on and vote again and again. I know the month's almost over, but there's a couple of meetings down at LBR that are open committees if you want to go to them. Political Affairs is right now, so you missed that one. YPN is later on today, and Global Business is next week. And those are the ones that we missed, or maybe you've gone to them. Where's Shirley? Shirley with us today? No?
She's on her way.
Okay, I'm wondering how the education committee was on the 7th, so. And just so you know, Shirley heads the education committee, Cora heads the risk management committee, and Rena is a big shot in the global business. But as you all know, Rena Levy left. We all know Rena? Rena left us because she had her own company, mostly property management, for years, and she didn't want to do it anymore. That's why she came here. But after 3 months of giving her 75 clients to another property manager, the 75 clients were revolted against that new property manager. I don't like him, I don't like her, we want you back. And she can't do property management here. So she went back to her old company, reluctantly.
And now Haya has her office, right?
Haya, yes, Haya has her office, yes, yes. As soon as, if the check clears. Okay, we don't need the checks to clear. Okay, the check clears. So.
Watch that high.
Yeah. So if the check clears, it's all right. In case you, again, lived under a rock, here it is. We have 9 seats left if you want to go, of the 30, okay? I don't know if the other offices are getting tables, I assume they are. I think Jeff is getting at least 1 in the Northwest. I don't know what Mark and Dennis are doing, okay? But if you want to go, hit one of these little Venmo thingies, you'll send me $95 and you'll be in. It'll be a lot of fun. Kuga's going to be there, his wife Luby's going to be there, and it's a really, really ritzy black tie tuxedo kind of shindig. Really a lot of fun, okay? A couple of times the mayor spoke. A couple of times I think they had the lieutenant governor speak. So it's really a big deal. It really, really is. And of course, we all know who is being installed. So if you don't come,
Who is it again?
I don't know, what's her name? Cora?
Sherry Wiener.
Yeah, right there. So that's the installation. Again, another flyer for the installation, the auction at the installation. That's our Christmas party at Bears Best. We'll do that again on the 15th of December. That's a Thursday or Friday? It's a Friday, okay? Bears Best is 5 minutes.
Where's the location?
It's right over here in Summerlin.
Google it.
Bears Best Golf Course.
Oh, it's a golf course.
Yeah, it's the golf course. Yeah, we've had it there. We've had a couple events there over the years. Really, really pretty place. At night it lights up and it's really nice. We'll have a lot of fun, okay?
Wow, so fast.
And it's free to all of you, but when you sign up, you're gonna get charged $11. That goes to our charity, okay? If you wanna bring your significant other, it's how much, Suze?
60.
We don't know yet. Okay, it's something. It's not free, they're gonna pay something. Let's go at 60? Okay, it's $60 if you wanna bring a significant other, okay?
Jim,
Hmm?
I have something to say about Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. This is gonna be the same day as the big installation.
November
The walk
4th?
itself, so if you can't go to the installation, which I highly recommend, then go to the walk with us. It's from like 4 till 7, it's dusk. We have lanterns that you walk around an area. It's at Southern Community College, Southern Nevada Community
CSM?
College on West
Oh, wow.
Charleston.
Okay,
It's just a beautiful, heartwarming event, and in October, we're all going bowling at the Suncoast, and it's for the same event.
Did
So
we
it's a
schedule the bowling
free
yet?
event. We did,
We have a date?
October 20th.
okay, we'll get that starting next week in the meetings, okay? Has anyone gone to the bowling with us? A lot of fun.
It's
Right.
a
Yeah, right, we've gone every year, a lot of fun. It's Suzanne's birthday, coincidentally, same time, give or take, give or take.
Enjoying, I'm very good.
You know, Rock Title buys about $1,000 worth of food, right, Tim, you know? But it's a lot of fun, bowling's a lot of fun, it really is, okay? These are some things that we've added, as you know, the first Friday, and significant events like the football season, NHL starting, Thanksgiving. So I missed last Friday, but I heard it was pretty good with the, what kind of boards are they? There you go. Yeah, heard we had a few of those, but the one I really like is the chili cook-off. I think last year we had 15 or 20? No, was it that many? You bring in your own crock pot of chili, and then we have a contest. You don't put your name on it, we put numbers, and then at the end we vote who has the best chili. So it's a lot of fun, it really is, okay?
What if a can of Denison's won? Would
Yeah.
you be like,
Buy something from Smith's, say you made it. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna know? That's the latest Rev Up class for all of you new folks that are taking Rev Up. We appreciate you joining us. And without any further ado, we'll start with the one and only Stacia Burkart-Brain from Old Republic Home Protection Plan. Yay!
It's a good thing I'm the one and only, because both my ex-husbands would not be happy if there were more of me. Just a couple.
Couple eggs.
I kept the first one's last name because I earned it. You know what? We were talking this morning. You say hello to people and you ask them how their morning's doing, and in the United States, a lot of people are, oh, you know, we're hunky-dory or living the dream, we were saying this morning, and I read that in Norway, one of their common responses to people saying, hey, how are you, is, I'm awake and not crying. And I just feel like I need to use that more in my life, because sometimes you just need to focus on the good things that are happening, right? I'm just like, you're awake and you're not crying. So, but I didn't know if you grabbed one of these, but I have some over there, and I just wanted to highlight some of the documentation that I have that can be beneficial. I know you're going to be talking about listings, and once you've secured the listing, but this is a good form to bring to a listing appointment, just because it's educational. It gives people the understanding of the difference between homeowners insurance, which you have to have unless you're paying cash and you don't want that protection, and home warranties, and it kind of gives it very brief. But that being said, then you can potentially in your listing appointment also promote the fact that, you know, home warranties typically offer a free seller's coverage, and it's limited. Nobody's going to be replumbing the whole house or, you know, replacing every appliance. It's our standard coverage. So let's say an AC goes out during the listing, not from the home inspector's list of things that need to be done, because now it's a known existing condition. But if something fails during the listing, and you know, I focus on AC just because it's the most expensive operating system of the home, and we will cover, if you add HVAC coverage into it, which is $70 and it's collected at close of escrow, but it gives up to $1,500 towards repairs or replacements it's not gonna cover permits, it's not gonna cover refrigerant during the listing period. That's something that's more, it's included in a buyer's policy. But it can help keep the transaction on track. I will say my most frequent claim during a listing is the dishwasher. And I don't know why, maybe people just don't use the dishwasher and then they run it through, they run it because of the listing, and things work better when they're used. So, those mechanics freeze up if they're not used. So it might be something that sets you just slightly different from if they're interviewing other listing agents, that you say, hey, you know what, and we can include this policy, and it doesn't have to cost you, again, it's a very nominal fee. I just recommend always having the HVAC coverage, unless you already have a buyer in the back end and you're, and it's not gonna really truly hit the market and it's gonna be off the market right away. But that's $70, you can't, you can't buy $1,500 worth of stuff and just keep that transaction on track. So I have flyers like this, absolutely. I have flyers like this. I have it in a digital form that's generic, that doesn't have my information on it. If you email me, I can send that to you in a digital format. It's just something that, maybe brings you a little more value to be able to get that listing. I have then sign writers. Clearly that depends on the community that you're listing in, if they allow it or not. And I have them in different colors. I have little table tent cards that can go inside the home. And so that's just something that can highlight to the buyers then. And I maybe have told some of you before, but early this summer I had a new agent from a different brokerage that got a listing, and it was overpriced. But he put seller's coverage on it, and then he took I have blue, black, and red sign writers, and every 2 weeks he would change the sign writer out, and he would get lead calls just because people thought there was something new or different going on with the house. And so he hadn't lowered the price yet, but he was getting an average, he said, of 8 to 10 calls a week because of just changing out those sign writers because there were no neighbors. Wow. So it doesn't have to cost anything, a little bit of your time to go and change them out, but I do have those tools that can hopefully help you get the listing, get more lead calls, and then they're gonna tell you how to do everything else. So, but if there's, if you ever have a question or you're not working with someone that you like, trust, or have confidence in, I would love the opportunity to speak with you and earn your business. So, thank you so much.
Hey, and I remember, not back in the day, but when I was on listing appointments, I would always bring something like this with me, and I would hold it out to like the end of the presentation. Like, this could be the thing that gets you the deal. You're fighting over commission, or not fighting, you're discussing your compensation. and then you whip this baby out, I'm gonna pay for seller's coverage, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and this is what it covers. This could make the difference whether you get the listing or not, because how many, let me ask the experienced ones here. Fred, how many listing agents, when they go on a listing appointment, talk about seller's coverage? Not here, in the industry, what percentage?
I'd say about 30%.
I don't even think it's that much. I think it's less, Yeah, I think it's even less than that, So don't forget seller's coverage when you go on a listing appointment. It'll help you out a lot, okay? All right, Yang, so there's Stacia. All right, there she is, the one and only. Wendy Shelley. You're the one and only too.
I don't know if your thing has this slide in there, because I just threw this up here like 5 minutes before I walked in. So if you guys want to take a picture of it, they're prospecting ideas, different ways that you can prospect for your buyers and sellers. But handwritten notes are always a good one, and as you know, that I utilize that in my business a lot. I do that to people that I have actually past clients, but also anybody that I know in my neighborhood that I might not have bought or sold with them. I'll write a handwritten note. Then I will put it in a yellow envelope that you can get at Office Depot, and then I would handwrite their name and address on the front. And I think the handwriting is so much better than just the printed labels. It just means that you actually took the time, and that's what they want to know. It sets you apart from the other agents out there. But do a client appreciation barbecue. If you have a cul-de-sac, just set up and hey, just schedule it and have everybody come down. And it'll cost you some money, but you don't have to make it all fancy. Just very casual. Invite everybody down there. Bags of chips and hamburgers and hot dogs and whatnot. If there's a park in your neighborhood, check with your HOA, but say, hey, do you mind if I have a little party, birthday party, whatever you want to call it. But most of the time they allow you to do it if there's enough advance notice. And your clients love it. You can also, I didn't put it in here, but for Christmas, hire a Santa Claus and do a day for kids and a day for pets. People love their pets, so if you contact all of your clients and say it's Pets with Santa, they'll come out and get their pictures because everybody loves their pets. But volunteer, pick a nonprofit, somebody even at your school. I would go to my daughter's school. I would volunteer in the lunchroom. I got 3 transactions from just the other lunchroom parents. And because you're there every day, peeling oranges and opening little snacks and whatnot, but you're talking to the parents, and you're talking to the people that are bringing the lunches and whatever. So you have people to talk to. You just have to actually go to these things. Spend a little bit of time. Your time is free. It's not costing you any money, because I know we're all trying to save as much money as we can. But do things like that. I would volunteer at the Gilcrease Nature Sanctuary. There's people everywhere volunteering their time, and if they know that you're volunteering and they're volunteering, they're obviously like-minded people. Meet with Human Resources Department. So I did this too with my husband's business. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I talk to your Human Resources for anybody moving in, anybody that's working there? Hey, I did a client appreciation, but it was for I bought lunch, and then I would weekly bring a bowl of candy, and I put my cards in there. A lot of my business in the first 4 years came from my husband's business, his work, the other employees. But yeah, just really go to Human Resources. Anybody coming in, do you mind if I speak once a month? Bring some value, talk about home warranties, things like that, that even if they have a home, you never know when they're gonna wanna sell it. Let's see, trade shows, home shows. I was just at a home show this weekend at that big world market. It was really awesome. But you can buy a booth and sit there and maybe partner with a lender or something, and you guys just share the cost and sit there and give them information. If you want to go do something like that, it was a 3-day event. So hey, you're going to meet a lot of people in those 3 days. But network with your CPAs and insurance agents. Every insurance agent, everybody has to have insurance, whether it's house or cars or whatever. So if that insurance agent is like, hey, if you're looking to buy or sell or whatever, and hey, this is my friend is a realtor, and every time you sell a home, if you guys are looking for insurance, you just share that referral back and forth, and it's actually a pretty good networking system there. But monthly social media drawings, guessing games, and then you give a prize. So do a video of yourself holding a jar of jelly beans or whatever. Turn it around. Everybody guess what it is. Have your clients, send it to your clients, have them share it, and then do a drawing for a dinner gift card or a Starbucks gift card or whatnot. But how many homes, and then you can do, well, I know that's, okay, just gonna, random question here. Does anybody know how many homes sold? You have 24 hours to get back, and they'll all research, but the first one back will, win the prize, of course. And it doesn't have to be anything major, but if you do it weekly or monthly, they're gonna start looking for these little things. But the gift that you give them, I suggest don't do it real estate related. I'll give you a home warranty when you buy a house. No, I want, you want them to get like a drink or a meal right now. So keep that in mind, but also ask your clients to share your social media pages, and then treat them to a lunch or a dinner for every 10 shares that they can share. So then that way you're getting out, your pages are getting out to everybody else. So that's a good one too. Partner with schools and ask to speak with their staff. I've done this before where I was just like, can I do a teacher appreciation day? And I would bring coffee and donuts. And then, of course, I have to tell them, I'm a realtor, so if you guys ever need anything or have any questions. I had at my daughter's school, I noticed that they were having masseuses come in, and they did a teacher appreciation day. They were giving the teachers massages at their lunch period. So I was like, that's what, I know that's pretty cool. I'm like, but I was like, oh, okay, I'll do breakfast. So there's things you can do, but also this last one, partner with marriage counselors. I know it sounds crazy, it sounds bad, but you can, because they're sitting there, you have clients that that might be going through something, so refer them to that, if you need somebody to talk to. And then that counselor, when they're sitting there and they know that it's gonna go, maybe divorce is the only way, then just say, hey, did you guys wanna talk to a realtor? And they can help pass your card out. So, we don't like to talk about it, but there's just, it happens. So partner with the people that do have the connections that you need. So, other than that, any other questions?
Great.
No?
Just
Okay.
very
That's-
exciting.
That was kind of hard to read. So I think Susan will put it on Facebook or something, and send it out to everybody.
Bring out.
Okay. And just a reminder, every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, Wendy's doing a class. Last week was a buyer's class, yesterday was kind of a buyer-seller class kind of
I use
thing.
a lot of
Okay,
comments and show
so it's not just for the new agents, if you want to jump in there and add a little little excitement to the meeting or your experience, the door's open, okay? So please, jump on in there. Are we good?
We're good.
Really? Really? We're good? We're good? I couldn't find the correct jib jab, and my apologies. Because she got an email from one of our agents, who she's TCing for, and they're going back and forth. You know how you guys are. When she tells you need forms, you try to fight her on it. Well, in Nebraska, when I was a realtor, we didn't need that in Nebraska, or California, or wherever you're from, and all that. We don't care about that crap. Never tell us you were a realtor somewhere else and that's how you did it in that state. We don't care. It doesn't matter. We don't really care. We don't really care.
We don't care.
But this agent, I forgot, it was a short response. Hey Maria, it's so-and-so, handle my file, let me know exactly what I need. Diva. She called Maria a diva. Now, I'm not sure what a diva is, Mariah Carey is a diva, I think, but yeah, well, I couldn't find one, trust me, I was up all night, I couldn't find one. But her nickname now is Diva, so she goes by Diva, okay, so. But I'm glad everything's good, that's good for you guys, okay? And last but not least, before we get into the panel, none of this we could do without these guys, really, okay, so.
Yes.
Tim Sam, did you need history, fella, I think no?
No,
Yeah, you-
actually, I do have 72 slides.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. Don't worry, Janet has 84. We're gonna be fine here,
Tina always supported very fast.
What I have learned, sitting right there underneath the air duct, oh my gosh, my teeth are chattering. All right, so a couple things, I'll be brief. I'll hold on to the 72 slides. I was gonna talk about prospecting,
Sorry.
and she took all my prospecting ideas.
Thanks for coming by.
We gotta get that thing amplified. Anyway, I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here today. A couple things. In your flyer or binder,
Handout.
22nd of September, which is a Friday, 10:30 a.m., be there. It's the place to be. Anthony and I are talking about Facebook 101 and Instagram. I know it seems kind of crazy to be talking about social media 101 and the basics of making sure that your page is set up properly, your contact information's in there, and that it's optimized for online. Because you could be leaving some money on the table, people not reaching out, not being able to reach out to you. So it's RSVP only. We're at the Rock office. Wendy's gonna be there, and we would love to see you there. Cool.
Which rock office is that, sir? There's more than
The one on Southwest,
Okay.
which is, Laura can stand up kindly. Laura's in our cell.
Laura Moran is here, baby.
Laura Moran, everybody. We couldn't do what we do, and you guys do amazing. That's why they kicked me out from behind the desk. Like, just go out and talk. So that's what I do. I appreciate you and all that you do. That said, is anybody familiar with this program that we have? I know Anthony's probably talked about it a time or two. Title Pro 247. Has anybody logged in? Has anybody gotten a token? Because it's not, we're giving it out to the masses. Anybody? Hands? 1, 2 people. Okay. So 2 schools of thought. I can hand it out to the masses, and you can jump into it and roll up your sleeves and do what you do, right? For that aspect only, I like this where you can look up a property. Let me just look up a property here real quick, and I'll show you why I love this program. Outside of that, I also kind of prefer that if you're looking for a farm, that you reach out to me or Anthony. And I'm just gonna quicken things along here. We'll go to history because I pulled up this report. And I just want to show you the depth of information that comes up with this report. So if you've got a listing coming up, you can jump into this program very quickly and pull up this report. It talks about current ownership, legal description of the potential property, latest sale information. All these that have hyperlinks, you can actually see the recorded document or signed document. Talks about the property and all the characteristics of the property, taxes and assessment, lien history, who did the loan on the last deal, comparables, for that particular property and where they're located. Here's the subject property, I believe it's this one. Area analysis, price range, median baths, number of baths, so on and so forth. Median value, year built, 2011. Transactional history going back for quite some time.
Tim, is this
It's,
the property profile,
yes,
right?
that's your
I'm looking,
fingertips.
thinking it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's always great to jump into this and get this information like this. I can pull it for you as well. But also we do a know before you list, where we take a deeper dive into the title to see if there are any red flags that we can alert you to before you go out on that listing presentation. So absolutely love this. It's just deeper. I'm not going to go through this entire thing. Shows you the property, foreclosure report, what's happening foreclosure-wise. It gets into demographics, schools. It goes on and on. It's just great information for you to have. That said, real quick, but let's jump over here real quick. Lists. All right, so real quick, farming. Loved all your ideas. On top of your ideas, write down landscapers. Find a landscaper, hang out with them, see what you can work out. Interior designers and general contractors. Just a couple more to throw on top of your list. All right, so I love this. Let me just drop in an address real quick and I'll show you the beauty of this program. And then I'll get on to my other 74 slides. You think I'm joking, right?
You can do my presentation.
It's
all right there.
So obviously here's an address. Let's say this is a listed property that you're interested in. You want to do some farming in this area. Very easily, and you don't have to learn this program. Again, I just highly encourage you to reach out to Anthony or myself and say, hey, I'm looking at a farm. I'd like to farm in this area. I've got a listing. So very quickly, I've identified 184 properties. So we can move this along and we can go into what we call an instant list. Now within those 185 properties, I can look at homeowners with equity. Okay, move up buyers, empty nesters, distressed property, absentee owners, out-of-state owners, cash buyers. We can even look at lending filters, all right? To break that down, more often than not, I have people come to me and say, I want to farm Mountain's Edge. Well, that's like, what, 2,500 properties or more?
Yeah.
Bunch. But that's a big net to cast. And farming is all about consistency, right? And it's a numbers game. So, love this. There's also some commercial lists for you commercial people out there. But would love to connect with you one-on-one or in a group setting. If you have questions on this product, I'd love to get it into your hands. I'd love to help you with your farming.
While we're,
I was going to open up with how many times I've been divorced, but
easy, big boy. Easy. While we're going through some IT stuff, Suze, who's the winner? Spin your little dial. Ooh. The winner is.
easy.
Sue, who won it? Help us out. We need a name. Lisa.
You
Lisa.
promised I was going to
I
win.
lied. All right, fidget spinner, little pad, beautiful pen. COVID case for your mouse. Check out these sunglasses. These are at the 50-cent store, not the 99-cent store. All right. Of course, some of these. And then hot off the press, here we go. Here we go. I am a realtor, right? See what the value you get just to show it. I'm a realtor, I think. Ask me for my card, right? There we go. Yeah. So Lisa, this is yours. All righty. All righty, gang. Thank you, Tim, as always. Does Janet have her stuff set up with Suze? Does Janet have her stuff set up? I didn't pull anything up. Okay. Yeah, we got it. The other one pulled it up. But if you guys remember about 3 or 4 weeks ago, these guys came in, and I think last time was the second time, right? Or the third time? Third time. And we're gonna try to get them to come in, once a quarter, because it's always good to hear from agents that are doing this stuff every day, okay? And they're still making money, even though interest rates are where they're at. So we really appreciate their time, their experience, the little pearls of wisdom that they have. And what I think Janet's gonna talk about, I could be wrong, but she's really good at going into a cellar and in a really nice way, telling them their house looks like shit. And if you take my advice, your house will look spectacular. And she pulls it off.
I'm so glad you said the shit word.
Yeah. She pulls it off. I'm not good at that. I'll go to a listing and they say, Tim, I got 50 grand I want to invest before I list with you. That makes me nervous. I start sweating like, well, what if you do it and then I don't sell it for what you want? That's what's going through my head. Right? Like I want to sell it as is and move on to the next deal. She has the patience to, redo the whole house. And when she goes through some of her 184 slides, you'll see some of the before and afters that she was able to convince clients to do. And instead of getting 400,000, they might have gotten 5.25. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, Janet Spelman. Flip.
Great. Hi, everybody. And I just want to acknowledge my team here. This is a group that I belong to. It's a mastermind group that we kind of formed a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago now. And for a couple of the listings you're going to see that I redid, they came and they gave me their 2 cents. And it's so valuable if you can grab a few people that you really connect with and get their opinion. Get a second or third opinion on, what do you think I should do here? Here are my thoughts, but what do you think? And it's so valuable. And they've been so great about coming to my listings, and then I go to theirs and I give them my opinion and everything else. So, at any rate, this is just really brief. Even though there's a lot of slides, it's mainly just pictures. I'm gonna fly through them. But basically, when I take a listing, and I love before and afters, that's kind of just my thing. So when I take a listing, and when I actually just are interviewing for a listing, what I do is I go in and I present myself, and then maybe the first or second thing I ask is, can I look under your kitchen sink? And the reason I do that, they're all laughing, but it's true, is because that is the most common area that you're going to get for water damage. And it's something that a lot of sellers just don't think about. Even the listing agents don't think about it. They just want to get the house, get it listed, boom, boom, boom. But when that inspection happens and they open up those 2 cabinets under the sinks, it sometimes is a nightmare, right? It's just, oh my God. So you want to get stuff like that taken care of. So my 4 little areas that I address with my sellers is condition first, then cleanliness. Because it can be super clean, but if the condition, if there's things like, rotting boards under the sink, that doesn't matter how clean it is, right? And then curb appeal, and then, or actually I'm not on the sink here, decluttering and then curb appeal. So let's just go through it. So, this is my opening line. What we want is for your home to look like a model home. And it needs to be neutral, of course. It needs to just appeal to as many possible buyers as we can. So what we do is we go through and I say to them, these are things we do not see in model homes. We do not see Christmas decor or holiday decor of any kind. We don't see animal heads, trophies on the wall. We don't see refrigerator magnets. And I know so many of us have seen listings with collections. I mean, the whole refrigerator is covered, right? Small appliances. Some people have a million small appliances. Their espresso, their can opener, their blah, 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 toaster. You don't see coffee mug collections, or very common you see the wine bottle collections across the top of the kitchen cabinets, right? Bath mats, towels, toiletries, toothbrush, none of that. The shampoo and the soap in the shower. It's great when you have a listing that people can walk into and they just don't really see any personal items of the sellers. It makes it so much easier for them to envision their own self in that property. Personal photos, of course, erotic arts. I don't know if any of you guys have come across it, but in my 20 years, I have come across some pretty erotic pieces of art. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to put that in the closet.
Is that how you address that, may I ask? How do you address that?
So, yeah,
Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
Like you get their attention elsewhere and you hide it?
I hide it, yes.
The smiley face sticker over a few key areas.
But and then lighting, I could go into a whole hour on lighting, and Rob could too. We're fanatics on that. But basically, in model homes, you're not going to see, you know, the Hollywood lights that are so common, right? I have seen 3 different bulbs in the same light fixture. And it's like, oh my God. And number 1, it looks ugly, but number 2, they're all different colors of light. I'm sure you guys know there's like a blue light, there's like a white light, and then there's a warm light. And the warm light is really common in homes because it's so easy on the eyes. A lot of sellers like the warm light to live with, right? But it's very dim in photos, and it makes the listing when you walk in, it looks dim, maybe even a little dingy. And if you have a brighter light, it just makes such a difference. So I usually, when I go in, I'll start counting light bulbs and light fixtures and everything else to have a list of how many light bulbs I'm gonna have to replace. And I do, I replace them. They're all